Good afternoon, guys. Today I'm in the big GU and we are hitting up the Pyengana Jeep Track in the rain. So yeah, the Jeep Track, this is pretty much the first full drive experience I'm gonna have in the GU. I actually have Kane with me. If you watched my 6-stage episode, he was in the White 80 series. Me and the boys have just spent a few days down at my shack at Bishano, and now we're heading north up the coast, and Kane and I are gonna hit up the Jeep Track. Oh yeah, that's enough waffling from me. Let's get straight into it.
If you've been out this way, you'll know that there is one must-do stop, and that is the pub in the paddock.
But God, does it feel so good? 'Cause I got it where I want it right now. And if you could, then you know you would. 'Cause God, it just feels so.
What do you reckon, mate? Pub in the paddock? You can't come to the pub in the paddock without having a beer, surely.
No, definitely not. It'd be rude not to.
Just want to throw it out there that I won't be having a beer. I'll be having a lemon lime and bitters, because that's the way I roll.
And so, even if pubs aren't really your thing, I'd still highly recommend stopping into places like this and putting money over the bar. And of course, buying Priscilla here a beer.
So yeah, stopped in for a quick lemon lime and bitters in at the pub in the paddock. And then if you've done this track, you'll know that it's still quite a ways to get into the start of the Jeep Track, and it is 20 past 2. So we're gonna chuff in there. It's a really beautiful road driving through here. We did have a bit of rain this morning, but it seems to have cleared up. It's a beautiful sunny day now, but hopefully it's left a bit of moisture on the track for us. I'm a little bit nervous considering I've never really wheeled the GU before. So, and there is that big rut at the start that I'm going to be rubbing my freshly powder coated tray up against. But we'll see what happens. Either way, it'll be a good day. So we're just coming in and it looks like there's a fair bit of bank that's fallen away here. But we should sneak through there, shouldn't we?
Alright.
I reckon we'll sneak through there. So there we go. This is bloody tight through here. We got through there though. All right, we'll go and give Kane a spot. There is actually a pretty rude looking bonus line there. I reckon that'd be the one if I was in the GQ. She's not a GU line, that one. All right, we'll get Kane through. You'll be right, just try and brush up against this as much as you can. All right, so we just got through that little tight section there, and I think we're just gonna air down here, and that way we can just keep moving. Part of setting up a new car is remembering everything you forgot, and I don't even have a deflator in this car yet, which is a bit of a pain, but that's all right, I'll get that sorted. So I'm just using my air filler upperer to let them down. I also don't have beadlocks on this car yet, and so I'm only going down to 15. But yeah, we'll get some air out of these tyres and we'll keep moving along. While I was airing down, I actually set those shocks to 1, the softest setting, because when I'm driving around, like on the road and that, I usually have them on the hardest setting, just because it sort of acts like an extra sway bar in a way. And so yeah, I've actually unlinked the front sway bar as well.
This is officially the first time taking the GU Patrol off-road. I've waited so long to try out Superior's off-road pro kit in this car, and I can say it didn't disappoint. And considering it's 100% legal, that makes it even better. So a massive thanks to Superior for everything they do.
I can't see out of this car. I'm gonna have to do something about the seats, I think. I reckon it'll mean getting some XR6 seats just to lift it up a bit. Because yeah, in a GQ, you sit up really high and I can see every corner of the car. But yeah, this thing's really tough to see out of. And I think rock sliders are probably gonna be on the agenda soon too. Far out, the amount of trees that are down and the amount of water that has been through here to drill out like the holes that it's drilled out is just insane. Like this is a little tree bypass here. Take a look at that root ball. It's mammoth. That's like twice as tall as me. So this here is one of the main climbs of the Jeep Track. Now this is the one that I was a little bit worried about because I've got a freshly powder coated tray. That's going to be hard on that bank. But I also built the thing to wheel, so I can't be a nanny about it forever. I think I'll just send it up here.
So this climb has changed a lot over the years. It seems the deeper the ruts get, the more they're filled in by rocks and logs. The main difficulty is keeping panels away from the left-hand side. Places like this are exactly why I built my canopy door sliders.
All right, I'm going to take it fairly easy up here.
You want me to come up to the spot?
I think I'll be pretty good. Like once I'm up here in these ruts, there's nowhere else I can really go.
Wait, I'll sit down here anyway, give it a go.
Roger. Alright, both lockers on. I'm just going to try and do this in a crawl, missing the reductions. I think it'll be better crossing over when I'm back here.
Or right up almost to that.
Yeah. That was a little bit, how you going? That's all right, we got up.
Well, that's the first little hill of Jeep Track. It's a shadow of its former glory, really. It used to be a bit gnarlier than that. But yeah, it looks like there was a massive tree across here and they've cleared it, and there's a massive ring in one of the ruts that you've got to climb up and around. All right, we'll keep moving.
Dude, these GU cabs are just so freaking big. It's insane.
Yeah, now I can see the difference, hey?
Well, yeah, I'm used to wheeling the GQ, and that thing, like, you know, especially with GU diffs, like, the body doesn't come anywhere near stuff.
Yeah, true, that makes a huge difference.
How do people wheel GUs? I don't understand. I guess I'll get the hang of it, but...
The reason I'm taking this so carefully and slow is because the GU has no sill protection. It only takes a rogue log to flick up and you've dented your sill. Since this video, I've built rock sliders and brush bars for the GU.
Well, that was a bit surprising. I thought I'd be, it was actually worse down here near the bottom. Like, I realised as I dipped the front of my car in, I realised, oh, I don't have scrubbies either. So far, I've got a bit of a shopping list. What do we got? Rock sliders.
Scrubbies.
Beadlocks.
Beadlocks.
Reductions.
Reductions, yeah.
So yeah, they're also my excuses. So yeah, after this, I'm gonna go excuse shopping, I think. Get this thing a bit more capable. Like this 80, but don't tell Kane I said that. Have you tried having a TD? Nah. I think you've got a very clicky CV. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I will say that I've noticed about the Jeep Track is this is probably the cleanest I've ever seen it. I haven't seen a single bit of rubbish, flare, car part. You know, usually the last few times it's been pretty dirty on this track, but I don't think I've seen a single bit of rubbish. In fact, there was a broken winch rope attached to this tree, and that's honestly the first thing that I've seen laying around. This is gross. God, so much of this track is so cool, but there's like a tree that's fallen across the track and you've got to drive up over it. I'm nervous about driving over logs at the moment just because I've got no sliders and no seal protection. You don't just have to worry about beaching yourself when you got no sliders, but it's stuff that flicks up into the seals as well. and truly into it now. Once you get into like Jeep Track proper, you end up just under this massive canopy of rainforest. So cool. Actually, there's a few tracks like that in Tassie, and yeah, it makes for awesome filming. Like, all the ferns and stuff around here are so good. We got our first little scoop of clay on the bar work. Powder coat will never be the same again.
I'd highly recommend having brush bars if you want to take on the Jeep Track. Here's another spot where I'm hard into the bank, and if I'd kept going, I would have for sure done panel damage.
Kane's got bar work up the side of the whole car, same as the GQ. If I was in the GQ, you'd just go straight up the rut, but yeah, the GQ doesn't have any bar work. It's starting to sound like a broken record. Anyway, Kane's gonna send it up the rut.
And so right there, you can see just how much this off-camber section is throwing him into the bank. But that's exactly why he has scrub rails up the entire side of his car.
Can you steer that way?
I just want to take a moment to say just how cool it is seeing the GU off-road for the first time. It looks like it's exactly where it belongs, and I'm so keen for all the adventures to come. Kane's now been in a few YouTube videos of mine, and he's currently trying to grow his own channel. I'll leave a link in the description below if you could please give him a subscribe and a follow on Instagram. The Jeep Track is only a few kilometres in length, and this time of year, it's great for beginners. If you're after more of a challenge, I'd highly recommend waiting until we've had a bunch of rain, but even then, you can usually do it without a winch. It was the perfect first track to take on in the big GU after everything we've built on it this year.
So yeah, I've discovered some things that I'm going to need to do already, or not that I need to do, that I want to do. Reduction gears, brush bars, rock sliders, a higher seat, and I want to go to air lockers and bush wraps too once it's painted. I will say though, for all the things that I want to fix, like, she's doing all right. Like, this is the first wheeling trip out. Jeep Track's a nice, good one to start with because it's fairly easy, and the angles and leans aren't very consequential. Like, you're in an enclosed rut, so you can't really go too far, and those shocks are absolutely unreal, and they still flex quite a bit too, which is cool. I wasn't expecting that at all. I think we're coming very close to the boghole that's at the top of this. God, it's good to feel some angles and like just understand what the car's going to do. Like, being the first time that I've had it off road. If you look away for a second too, there's a stump that jumps out at you from behind some fern. So we made it. This is the top of Jeep Track, and we've got this little hole here. This one is an absolute swamper. I actually have never done that side. I saw an old episode of 4-wheel drive 24/7 where Sean did it, and it was just like a big winch pull. So I'm going to hit the right. It's, from memory, it's not an actual bog hole. It's just like a water crossing. But I also haven't been here for a while, so we'll see. I think we're going to call it there, because the boghole here, I mean, it's just had like trees and limbs dropped in it. It looks like bloody English breakfast tea. It hasn't been done in a long time. Like, I've probably done this track maybe 10 times, and this is the first time I've driven around it. But yeah, if you can see what I can see, it hasn't been driven any time recently at all. And yeah, the GU just isn't for that. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Thanks heaps for watching, guys. And if you haven't followed Kane yet, follow Kane, Kane_Samways on Instagram. And he's also just started doing YouTube too, so make sure you check that out. I'll put it in the description. But yeah, thanks heaps for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And if you wanna see more, please subscribe. And don't forget, if you do wanna support the channel, then you can get yourself a Timmy Has Heart shirt. Thanks, see you next time.